So since around 6 p.m. this evening, I've been having like rush of ideas in my head. It came from a place of just thoughtfulness. I was just thinking and meditating. This thing that a lot of people say, it can never be me. Can never be me. I heard somebody who once said, it can be you like mad. You really can be you like mad. I promise you, it can be you like mad. There's that tendency in every one of us to act perfection, right? You always want to do like, you can never fail, you can never make mistakes, you can never act stupid. One very solid lesson I'm having to learn all over again this season is never to assume strength, never assume wisdom, and never condemn someone for falling short of your expectations. I'm having to learn this thing all over again. Do you remember that scripture that says, he who thinks he stands should take heed, lest he fall? It dawned on me, right, that at the very height of your strength also lies the triggers for your weaknesses. Yeah, and the earlier you realize this, the better it is for you because you're going to save yourself a lot of stress. You're going to learn to stop presenting yourself to people as, commando, as a hero that does not have any weakness. There are a lot of people who are doing so well, right? Or who are at a point in their journey where they're doing so well and they thought that they would never make mistakes. They thought that they would never fall short of the expectations. I'm talking expectations as in their own expectations of themselves, the expectations of their community from them. And then, they just go around condemning, everybody who makes any single mistakes. I would never have done it like that. I would have done it like this. They are quick to analyze, they are quick to, logically, route their way through situations and all that until they find themselves in mess they never believe they will ever find themselves in, right? And many of them respond to situations like this, in different ways. Some of them just shut down completely. Some of them lose all hope. Some people even go to the extreme of killing themselves, right? Just because they failed an expectations they've had of themselves, or an expectation they perceive their community have of them. I did something very, very, very silly last month, and I made this mistake, and I was wondering how did I get here? How These are things I personally will advise people, will mentor people to avoid, and I found myself in that same situation and I was just so ashamed of myself, like, how did I get here? I have personally found myself doing things I have categorically called unwise, foolish, senseless. Those situations just taught me again, just exposes my humanity again, that you actually can make mistakes. People can make mistakes, and that's why it's important to really learn how to give people grace, right, including yourselves, right? Don't have an idea of yourself as someone who can never make mistakes, as someone who can never fall, right? This is not endorsing falling. This is not me saying you should be falling every now and then, but I'm saying don't climb your horses so high that you think you are never going to get down, or you will never get down from those horses at any point in time. So when people make mistakes around you, no matter how grave their mistakes are, when people fail expectation, when people fail around you, when they do things that maybe even societally is generally unacceptable, let your response to them not be condemnation. Don't condemn people simply because you have not found yourself in situations that compel you to behave in the same foolish way that they behave. Right? It can be you like mad. Like that my friend said, it can be you like mad. You never can tell what you would do if you were in the same shoe. I'm telling you, right? I personally believe you don't have the right to judge someone's expression of their pain if you've never been through their pain, if you've never been in their shoe. And even if you've experienced something similar to theirs, right? It is never exactly like theirs, because every situation, every experience to everybody has different back-end story. Right. So stop going all around behaving like, you can never make mistakes. You're always presenting yourself like, a perfect, God in human form, right? Who can never make mistakes, who can never be weak. This will do you more harm than good, because you are never going to be able to show your humanity. You're never going to be able to show your vulnerability. And when you make mistakes, you will find yourself coming under so much pressure to cover up for these mistakes by making more mistakes. So everything I'm saying with you right now is from experience. Don't forget, it can be you like mad. Learn to give grace to people and let your disposition to people's mistakes be, the willingness to help them recover, and not just condemning them and judging them, like you can never make the same mistakes. You can even make, worse mistakes. I have empathy enough to know that because you stood doesn't mean everybody will stand. And I have understanding enough to know that because you fell doesn't mean everybody will fall. You see, you can set your standard, but you are not the standard. Give people grace. Be interested in restoring more people than you are in condemning them. I trust and hope you find this video very helpful. More of this insight and lessons I'll be sharing in my upcoming book, My 26 Lessons at 26. It will be launching on my birthday, March 23rd. In case you're just seeing my video for the first time, stick around in my space. Follow me on Instagram, on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, whatever platform you're seeing this video on, so that you can get updates on the release of the book. It's going to bless you. It's blessing me already having to go through it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next. Bye for now.